Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk on the topic system administration. So, what is system administration? System administration is nothing but it is the practice of managing and maintaining the computer systems and the servers and also the networks. So how a system takes place and how the practice and managing takes place, all those comes under the maintaining of the computer systems. And examples of system administration is the tasks such as the user account management, software installation and updates, and also the system monitoring is more important. So this is how we will find out the system administration. So when we come to the system administration, it has a user account management and a user account creation and also an access control, the password policies. So when we find out the user account creation, we have to create a user account. By creating it, also the data can also be done with the system administration. We can admin and we can check it out the user accounts creation, and also we as a user can able to access the control, and also some password policies will be there. This is how you have to do with the capital letters, symbols must be included in the password. All those things has been done by the system administration. Whereas operating system and software management also comes under the system administration, which has a patch management, software installation and configuration, and also system monitoring and a performance optimization. So this is how it takes place with the form of a patch management and the software installation. So, in the form of a system administration, the incident response and the security auditing, incident detection and response, so vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, and also some security auditing and compliance. So, all those things comes under the form of detection and response in the system administration. So, when we have an incident of detecting and when we are responding to that, also causes a damage. Vulnerability means the flaw or the very weak assessment, and also penetration testing takes place. The security auditing and the compliances is also more important for the security auditing. And we also should have a backup and disaster recovery. So when we have a backup, we'll definitely have a data backup strategies, because all those data will be again and again we will have a backup. Whereas the disaster recovery planning also more important with the recovery testing. Some key responsibilities of a system administrator is also more important in the form of system administration. So the details of the main responsibility for the system administrators are: we have to manage the user accounts, and we have to give the permission, can access the permissions also. For example, when you're creating and you're disabling the user accounts, assigning the appropriate access levels, and we are enforcing the password policies. So we can install the configuration, and also we can maintain the operating systems and the software. So this is how we will illustrate. This is how we will illustrate the things, and also the configuration by maintaining the operating systems and the software. And we will also illustrate this in the form of an example of a system administrator, and also we are setting a securing web server. So when we are implementing the security measures and we are maintaining the data backups, we can highlight the examples by configuring the firewalls, implementing the encryption, and also regularly the backing up the critical data. So when the critical data monitoring the system and the performance takes place, it should have a troubleshooting issues. And also it has some principles of secure system administration. So when we are explaining the following principles, we have some guide secure system, the principle of the least privilege, of how the system administrators and follow this principle by granting the users only the necessary access rights and also to perform their task. So it can reduce the risk of the unauthorized access, and also we can misuse those things in the form of a system administration. So whereas we should have some strong password policies, which is more important for, and also some user authentication mechanisms is more important. So when we provide like examples like password complexity requirement and two-factor authentication or any biometric is also kind of a principles for a secure system administration. So when we are implementing the firewalls and intrusion detection systems, this is how we will explain the administrators and the firewalls and how the detection systems and monitor control takes place, the network traffic, and how we are detecting and preventing the unauthorized access. All those things comes under the principles of secure system administration. So when we come in the form of documentation, documentation is more important. So we can highlight the significance of documentation and also the system administration, and we can document the system configuration changes and also the procedures. We have to illustrate how detailed documentation helps to maintain the consistency facilities and also the troubleshooting, and also we can enable the other administrations to understand and replicate the configurations. So this is how we will facilitate the troubleshooting by providing more and more examples that are there with the data. So system hardening techniques. So while coming to the system hardening techniques, we can disable the unnecessary service and ports. That is more important. If it is not used, we can delete it or we can disable it. We can enforce the strong password policies. We can apply security paths and updates, and also we can implement the access control list (ACL) and the firewalls to make it more system hardening. So, incident response handling means how the incident takes place and those incident, how we are going to handle it, and how we are defining the incident is also more important. So, we are establishing the incident response and the procedures and the protocols, and also we can collect the evidence and the impact of the security incidents also more important. Okay, so when we come to the secure remote access, so implementing a secure remote access protocol, for example VPN. So with this will describe how the administrators configure and how the virtual private network, that is VPN, also get a solution to establish. So we have to provide an example of a system administrator by configuring the VPN solution. Then we are enforcing the multi-factor authentication and also some certificates and a token based authentication. So this is how the encryption protocols works with secure socket layer and also the transport layer security. So this is how, these are the things that comes under the system administration, how a system administration takes place. Thank you.